few days ago, the persons with a disability staged a protest against the violation of their rights by the state. They were demanding an effective mechanism to provide them justice for their grievances. According to them, their demands go unheard by the state. According to the 2011 census, there were over 1.3 crore disabled people in Tamil Nadu. The state government failed to implement 3% reservation in government jobs for the differently abled as directed by the Supreme Court last year. The government authorities claim to have taken measures for the welfare of the disabled people, but various loopholes are seen in its implementation. Over 364 crore rupees had been allocated in the state budget estimate for the welfare of the differently abled this year. The Persons with Disabilities Act of 1995 states that the government and local authorities should install curbs and slopes on pavements for wheelchair users and warning signals at necessary places.
என்னென்ன தடைகள் இருக்குன்னா குறிப்பாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நாங்கள் அரசு கட்டிடங்கள் போக சொல்ல அங்கே படிக்கட்டு இருக்குது, அங்கே வந்து எங்களால் உள்ளே ஏறி போக முடியல, அது வந்து பெரிய தடையாக இருக்குது. அந்த ரேம்ப் வசதி கிடையாது. அது மட்டும் இல்லை பார்த்தீங்கன்னா காது கேளாத வாய் பேச முடியாது போனாங்களா அவங்களுக்கு எழுத்து வடியில் அந்த இடத்துல எந்த இடத்துக்கு போகணும் எந்த இடத்துக்கு போகக்கூடாது அப்படின்ற ஒரு எழுத்து வழியிலும் எதுவும் கிடையாது. கண் பார்வையற்றவங்க போகிறாங்கன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கண் பார்வையற்றவங்களுக்கான அந்த பிரெயில் வழியில் எந்த ஒரு விஷயம் இல்லாமல் இருக்குது. இது வந்து மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு தடையாக இருக்குது. அதுவும் இல்லாமல் பார்த்திங்கன்னா பொது இடங்கள், சினிமா தியேட்டரும் சரி, இது இப்போ மண்டபங்கள் மற்றும் பஸ் ஸ்டாண்டு, ரயில்வே நிலையங்கள், இதெல்லாம் போய் பார்த்திங்கன்னா மாற்றுத்திறனாளிகள் ரொம்ப சிரமப்பட்டு தான் நாங்கள் ட்ராவல் பண்ணுறோம்.
Chennai Central Railway Station is partially disabled friendly. The lack of disability friendly toilets and the existing footboards make boarding trains extremely difficult.
You have so many laws in this country wherein it says that you have a national building code, it says that public buildings must be accessible. You have a government order says it has to be accessible. You have a law which says People with Disabilities Act says disabled people's access must be ensured. What's the use? According to the government, we are dispensable people. We are not a vote bank. So most of the buildings, if you take Velachery, the new mall, Phoenix Mall, is not disabled friendly. You take any mall, you take ATMs, you take anything. The society is also insensitive. The inclusion of people with disabilities into their planning must actually come inside.
In 2015, according to the Chennai Corporation study, over 87% of the public buildings in Chennai are unfriendly to the disabled. Only 190 buildings out of the 19,000 public buildings in Chennai are disabled friendly.
This department is basically a department which can coordinate. It cannot take all the functions in one sweep and do that one. So in this regard, we return to the CMDA, Town and Country Planning Department, and also the Chennai Corporation. In fact, based on that, I remember some time back the Chennai Corporation did an exercise. How many such a big commercial buildings did not have that one? They identified those buildings and they have given notices to them to see that they are putting up. But to have 100% say in a very small place, it may happen over a period of time. See, these things you can't expect in a short period. Almost all the government buildings will have disabled friendly structure because that has been made mandatory. There is a government order passed in the Municipal Administration Department. There is a section in the Housing Department that these disabled friendly structures are part and parcel of that design itself. So whatever the new building being constructed for the past many years now, it will always have a disabled friendly structures. Suppose if the building existed 200 years back and not all the buildings you can't put this kind of a thing. You want to put a ramp, you need a space for that. Some of the say smaller offices if we see, they'll be functioning in a small rented building or a narrow place where the facility of putting all those things may not exist. As I told, the new buildings will always have it. Some of the older buildings later they retrofit kind of a thing, they already done that. So some of the buildings always will be, where even if you want, you won't be able to do that. That will always be there.
The Chennai Corporation screened almost 8,000 commercial buildings and only about 1,000 had ramps and other disabled-friendly features in accordance with the National Building Code of India. Just 26 out of 470 footpaths of main roads are wide enough and well maintained to be called disabled-friendly.
A good architect will never be ignorant, and if he is getting ignorant 80% of the time is because the client insists on not looking at it. It seems like it's okay, not too many disabled people are going to come here, and why should we really bother about that? See, if they need to revamp the building, whatever will be the pricing, I don't see that making it handicap friendly is going to add a major cost factor to it.
According to Section 62 of the Persons with Disability Act, the Commission for the Disabled has the power to look into the complaints related to the denial of the rights of the disabled.
லோனு சரியாக கொடுக்க மாட்டேன்றாங்க. லோனு தரேன்னு சொல்லி போட்டுறாங்க தவிர அவர் கவர்மெண்ட்டு எம்ப்ளாயி கையெழுத்து போடணுன்னா சொந்த தம்பியை கையெழுத்து போட மாட்டேன்றான். கவர்மெண்ட் அதர் பர்சன்ட் ஒருத்தர் எப்படி கையெழுத்து போடுவாங்க? அது கையெழுத்து போட சொல்லி அது ஒரு வேலைன்னு சொல்லி அலைய வைக்கிறாங்க. அதுக்கும் சும்மா ஆகிட போகிறது கிடையாது. மனையார்கிட்ட ஜாதி சர்டிஃபிகேட், இற்பட சர்டிஃபிகேட், இன்கம் சர்டிஃபிகேட் வாங்க சொல்லி அதுவும் 1000-2000 செலவு பண்ணி நாங்களும் வண்டி ஆட்டோ செலவு பண்ணி கடைசியில் கையெழுத்தை போட மாட்டேறாங்க. பேங்கில் கேட்டால் கையெழுத்து வேணால் தான் லோனு சொல்கிறாங்க. அப்போ என்ன எதுக்கு நம்மளுக்கு லோன் தரீங்க? இல்லை லோனே இல்லைன்னு சொல்லிட்டு போயிடலாம் இல்லையா?
According to a response to an RTI appeal filed by Mr. Deepak Nathan, dated 30th October 2014, the Commissionerate said that only 4 cases were registered and disposed of and filed under it in the last 6 months. In the last 5 years, the Commissionerate just heard 86 cases and disposed them off.
Disability Commissioner in turn, though he has do not have an extraordinary power to exercise his discretion, but of course he can act as at least a coordinating agency in interacting with other government agencies, sensitize them and tell them this is the problem, a predicament faced by them. But 90% they do not do a proactive role, and in turn what they do is simply they are acting like a rubber stamp. Whenever issue goes to them, they simply tick off or say something or forward it to the concerned authorities. They do not take a follow-up action, or they do not act as a prime moderator in coordinating with the other government, because that's the reason even when any case when you file against any concerned department, normally as a practical practice you have to implement disability commissioner as also one of their party. But 90% they do not even file a counter or reply to the petitions filed time and again. State disability commissioner also, their approach is not pragmatic in its nature. It seems to be too technical and pedantic, and they do not understand the ground reality.
The Department of Disability Affairs at the Centre publishes an annual report that evaluates the disability commissionerates in the states. The report for the year 2012-13 brought out some surprising figures. Jharkhand received a total of 10,496 cases during the year 2012 and 13. The State Commissionerate disposed of 9,658 cases and about 838 cases were pending. The Madhya Pradesh Commissionerate registered 1,914 cases. Out of this, 1,695 cases were heard and disposed of, while 219 are still pending. The Commissionerate for the Differently Abled in Uttar Pradesh received about 3,151 cases, of which 3,339 were disposed of and only 12 are still pending. However, in Tamil Nadu, only 9 cases were received and 8 were disposed of, while 1 was still pending. In 2012-13, the Chief Commissionerate received a total of 2,170 cases, which included backlog of about 980 cases. The office disposed of 1,023 cases.
Program which we are implementing, no other state. That is the reason during 2013-14, Tamil Nadu received the best state for providing services to the physically challenged people at all India level. See, we can interpret these things a different way. There also must be still some awareness to come along that side. So that also could be a reason. We are reaching the physically challenged people in a much better way than any other state government.
Social welfare department is divided into two. Now we have differently abled department. Due to this bifurcation, we have lost one particular workforce, extension officers who are in block levels. Now we don't have officers in block level. We have to depend only on district level officers. This is very pathetic.
This is the only state where we have two IAS officers exclusively working for this welfare. No other state has. Majority of the states have this department combined with the other department. For example, the social welfare department. You will see majority of the state you take, it will function as a part of the social welfare. In fact, the Tamil Nadu also was like that some time back. Now it has become a separate department. There is a principal secretary sitting above me, exclusively looking after the welfare of the physically challenged people, and I am the commissioner here.
Many times the commissioner has no, he is a powerless gentleman. You may say that he is bestowed with so many powers, but still I feel his role and his power is not utilized to the fullest. That's the real issue.
Number of complaints come, only I can act. If there are no complaints come, I cannot act. So whatever the complaints I received in this regard, we have taken action on that.
My only appeal is dereliction of duty should be enforceable, should be, it should be put under punishable offense. Once that is, going to take place, then I'm sure that they'll have the element of fear and they'll try to do something.
A report on the implementation of the Persons with Disability Act by the National Human Rights Commission said that there was a gap in monitoring and enforcement. The disabled people face problems in getting justice on account of the monitoring and educating authority being the same. Going to the judiciary is the last option for the persons with disability. Here they may get justice, but the physical access to this place remains a question.